Hello, I'm Justin Trabue, and I'll be talking about the rebuild engine on 17149. It's a late model 83. So in May of this year, I ran into an issue where the performance of the car was starting to go down, and I discovered a root smell from the engine bay, and after further investigation, I realized in my oil filler that I had coolant leaking and mixing with my oil. So after a lengthy discussion with a good friend of mine, Charlie Simpson, we came to the conclusion that the car was going to be towed over at his place, which we're at right now, and we were going to put on the lift, tear the engine out, knock it completely down, start from ground zero. And the reason we decided to do that was because the original owner of this car bought it brand new in '83, and he drove the holy snot out of this car. He took it everywhere. It was his daily driver. I have documentation from day one all the way up until the mid-90s. Every oil change, service, I even have gas receipts on this car. And the original engine, you got at least 600,000 miles on it. This is the engine number 2. Danny Bach and the guys at DeLorean Motor Company in Huntington Beach dropped this in around 2012-13, somewhere around there. It's a stage 2 crate motor. So I have no documentation on this motor. And when I got the car in late 2018, the odometer said 95,555 miles. And the angle drive worked for not too long, but still I had no idea, really, after I discovered how many miles on the original engine, what is on this. So that was a big factor of us tearing this down and starting from ground zero. A couple of challenges I ran into when I was rebuilding this car was rebuilding the distributor and warm-up regulator, figuring all that out, making sure it was done proper. The timing and the fuel mixture. The timing, I mean, it's a headache if you're not doing it proper, but once you figure out the procedures and how it's done, it's pretty easy. And the fuel mixture was probably the most frustrating because there's nothing online really to tell you where the setting of this screw is here for the mixture on the air mixture. I went everywhere on the internet looking at forums from Volvo to Porsche to anything was running this system, trying to find somebody or a manual that gave me some type of jumping off point or a factory setting for the screw, because I was running way too rich. I could smell it when we tried firing up the car. You flood the car pretty easily. I find people telling me you have to take it all the way counterclockwise. Some people tell me you gotta take it all the way clockwise. It was just a lot of information that didn't work. So I called Danny at Huntington Beach, Danny Bakken, and told him what I was running into. And he said the best thing I could do is remove my injectors, take out the RPM relay, and then get a jump cable and jump the fuel pump so it's running continuously like if the car was started, and then put the injectors into bottles and see if any injectors are squirting. So I did that, and I noticed I had a few injectors that were squirting, so I took my 3mm Allen wrench counterclockwise until I was happy nothing was leaking or squirting. Put it all back together, fired it up, idle. So it was a really good starting point to get the car to idle so I could get a dwell meter on it and really dial in the air mixture. Because if I can't get it to idle, I can't put a dwell meter on it. So it was a big headache there trying to figure that out. Besides those two issues, like major issues that frustrates you, I had a great time rebuilding this engine. It was the knowledge, the experience, the help from Charlie Simpson. It was great. It was a great summer.